So, what is it like to use this? The iPod Touch 4th generation. Now, the iPod Touch 4th generation came out at around the same time the iPhone 4S came out. And if you've been living under a rock for your whole life, the iPod Touch line was a consumer budget friendly device, which was basically an iPhone without the phone part. And as you can see, mine here is not in the best of condition, nor is it really special in any way. It's got a cracked out, or not cracked LCD, but a cracked glass up here. That's why it's got electric tape. It's got a significant amount of scratches on the back. It is a 16 gigabyte though. That at least is good. But, and also the home button does not work. Not sure exactly why the reason is for that, but it just doesn't. So yeah. So let's see what it's like to use the iPod Touch 4 in 2019. So now let's start. Start by turning on this, and this is running iOS 6.1.6. So here we have the time, the Wi-Fi symbol, which is going to cover the battery sign. So now we can just unlock the iPod Touch, and here we go. Whoops, that was a Sonic CD. So as you see, excuse me, I have Assistive Touch enabled, so I can use the home button feature. That's really all I use it for. And so, I've compiled a list of a couple of things that I think would be useful in today's world. So, let's look at them. So, the first item we have on the list is web browsing. So, on the built-in Safari app, which is Apple's known web browser, Safari works fine. You can look up all of your normal daily tasks, that assuming you would be using them for mobile, of course, and you can even look up YouTube, and it'll play videos at an acceptable speed. And it even loads fast enough. And also, oops, sometimes it does that. I can even look up our YouTube videos. There you can see 31 subscribers. That's us. I can even look at our channel. And I can even play them back in the high definition of 720p and this is the highest definition that this iPod supports. So there you can see it. So web browsing on this iPod Touch is a good thing. Now the next thing we have on the list is photos and video. Obviously, every iPhone and iPod Touch has come. This is actually the first iPod Touch to have a camera, and it's two. So as you can see, photos works fine, but on my particular model, if I flip the camera, it shows nothing because of the electrical tape over it, and it does take videos too. In 720p as well. So, I will give that a passing grade. The next item I have is apps. So, I already have a couple of older apps on here. So, here they are. And they're really just the Second Forever apps. At least the good ones, in my opinion. And I use these usually on the school bus because I'm not allowed to take my normal phone, which is an iPhone 6, onto the school bus. Don't judge me. So, you can get a lot of older versions of apps, and all you have to do is sign in with your Apple ID, because obviously this thing does not have Face ID or Touch ID. So, what does that mean you're going to have to do? That means you'll just have to download a lot of older versions of apps unless the app has not been updated in a while. Or, yeah, that's what I meant. So, I will also give app connectivity a passing grade if you know what you're going to get. Now, music can be downloaded onto this thing using the iTunes app. And currently I have no music on this thing, but I could if I wanted to. Now, getting music off the iTunes store, that is a different story. And yes, it does work. As you can see, it isn't as fast as some people might want it to be, but it works well enough, and I can experience all my things that I need. I can download music to this thing, and a lot of these are just my old podcasts. Wow. But yeah, you can also buy things from the iTunes store if you really would like. The next thing I have on the list is messaging. Now, messages works fine, and I can even text any of my friends that I want. So, I can easily text my friend. I can send him a message, and it works perfectly fine, as long as you're only planning on texting people with an actual Apple phone, or an iPod Touch, or iPad, because Apple does not let you text any other brand of phones without a internet connection. And see, it receives messages too. And I'll just text him. Can tell him. He can text me back. Eventually. And there you go. He says, eating a cat. Step-by-step tutorial. So, messaging works fine. So, calling on this thing is obviously not going to happen. However, you can use the old version of FaceTime. Barely. Because FaceTime on this thing doesn't really work, and when it does, the iPod Touch speaker is only that little thing in the bottom left corner, and it doesn't get that loud, and it kind of sucks. So, video calling, I'm going to say, is a fail. Now, the next category in this thing is games. This thing can run all sorts of games, especially ones that all you have... Sorry. Kind of a cold if you can't tell. But, it can run games of all different varieties. Like, the really only ones that I'm interested on mobile right now are, like, the Sega Forever series. But you can run them. So here I am booting up Crazy Taxi and going to the character selection screen. Now keep in mind that this is the first Retina display on an iPod Touch ever. So this was a big improvement over the iPod Touch 3rd generation. Now it does work, Although, it's not the greatest experience. Especially because this is an older game. I mean, of course, it's a very fun game. But, yeah, it's a very fun game. Just, again, depends on the game that you want. Like, obviously, Fortnite's not gonna run here. It just won't. Now, the next item on our list is iCloud. Now, this iPod Touch can do iCloud if you really wanted it to. And as you can see, it has iCloud support. Obviously, I'm not going to click on it because I do not need to show you my email if it does show it. It does. So, obviously, I can choose between anything that I want right now. I can choose... And I can choose to have whatever I want on or off. And obviously, and this also comes with Nike plus iPod installed. And so I can also use that. I'm gonna give iCloud a passing grade. Typing out documents on this thing is also another different thing. These are some of my old notes, but you can also type out a document using the keyboard. Now, of course, it's not going to be as speedy as like an iPhone 10 or anything, but you can use it for simple notes, and you can also use it with a Bluetooth keyboard if you really wanted to. Speaking of that, let's go on to connectivity. Now, for connectivity, this iPod Touch does not use Lightning. As you can see, it uses the 30-pin dock connector. This is not connected to any brick or battery block, but you can see that's what it fits in. But that also means it can fit into an iPod dock. Well, considering if it is if it's the correct type, of course. Now, this says charging is not supported with this accessory because this is not giving it enough power to charge. And here's my box. Anyway, this iPod Nano here can, of course, charge from this. As you can see, it's fully charged. But anyway, you can also use it with your car, and especially Bluetooth, because I have definitely played this thing over Bluetooth, and I will demonstrate that to you now.
Ladies and
Future theme song on the electric guitar, so I'm going to give Bluetooth a passing grade. So there you have it, the iPod Touch 4th generation. Is it obsolete yet? No. Unless you're planning on doing something extremely extraordinarily, like, powerful with it. But this is definitely a recommended device to give to any child that really wants a phone and you just have lying about and never going to use again. I hope you enjoyed this video, and this has been an Art and Pimps video. See you later. Bye-bye.